My name is Robert Steck, and my presentation is about users with disabilities and equity of access. The library's role has always been to offer information material to the community, but due to societal norms, a section of the population has always been left out. People with disabilities require special accommodations to properly and fully utilize the library and its services. Disabled people should be fully included within the library system. This would involve removing physical, technological, and communication barriers within the library itself. Removing these barriers will help disabled people feel more comfortable and accepted and make them more likely to use the library system. To create this inclusive environment, people who design libraries must take into account those barriers and put thought into how to overcome them. The idea of universal design, which in which an environment is designed so that it can be accessed and understood by the greatest amount of people, is one of the ways physical barriers can be overcome. Unfortunately, many libraries are housed in inadequate spaces, so librarians must take it upon themselves to make sure their space is set up properly. Tables, computers, and shelving should be accessible to all those, including those who require mobile assistant technology. Universal design also demands the use of several ways of presenting information, including Braille and other vision reading systems. Without ways to navigate the library space, people with sight issues are prevented from using the library and its services. As technology grows and changes, it can be difficult to keep up with those changes. Libraries have the opportunity to be on top of any changes and how they will be made accessible to everybody. Both websites and computer software have to be built from the ground up with accessibility in mind. Without proper coding, assistive technology such as screen readers, text to speech, and closed captioning will not operate properly. Recent studies of the accessibility of the United States government websites, for example, have found that at least 90% of the sites have major access barriers, even though they are supposed to have been accessible for nearly a decade under the law. Without foresight while designing these assistive items, barriers are inadvertently created that will frustrate people with disabilities and make it difficult for them to utilize the library. According to the American Library Association Code of Ethics, libraries provide the highest level of service to all users through appropriate and usefully organized resources, equitable service policies, equitable access, and accurate, unbiased, courteous responses to all requests. In order to meet this goal, the communication between the staff and the patrons should strike to make all people comfortable. One way this can be done is through staff training in communication etiquette on accommodating people with disabilities. Communication etiquette includes positive attitude, speaking to people with disabilities on how they prefer to be referred to, speaking to the person speaking to the person in a condescending way. The ability to be flexible with the library's policies and procedures also allows librarians to give disabled people better customer service. A human trait is that people have biases, but through the act of discussing and recognizing them, we are motivated to control them. Training on biases and a positive attitude will create a more inclusive space where all people can utilize the library system. Barrier removal requires expertise, collaboration, advocacy, and legal backing. The Rehabilitation Act of 1973 prohibits discrimination on the basis of disability in programs conducted by federal agencies, in programs receiving federal financial assistance, such as libraries, in federal employment, and in employment practices of federal contractors. The Act was updated in 1998 with Section 508, which includes various means of disseminating information, including computers, software, and electronic office equipment. The core values that librarians should follow when working with patrons with disabilities are access, the public good, professionalism, service, and social responsibility. The American Library Association policy on accessibility states that libraries play a catalytic role in the lives of people with disabilities by facilitating their full participation in society.